The effective mechanisms to defend a given societal standard behavior paradigm are all founded not upon natural pleasure-seeking behavior, but upon adaptive perversity. Hence, the necessity to look beyond the fence of behavior patterns and inquire into realms that seem apart from it but aren't. The human soul expresses its originality always in paradoxes and sometimes in extreme behavior, and the very attempt to classify human behavior into rigid standards for all is in itself an ideotology. The more a given society puts up general standards, the more it is alienated from life and its creative roots, and the more it is subject to decay and perversion. Shamanism is an effective guidepost for re-entering the realm of nature's wisdom and true connectedness to all that is. As far as I can see, people caught in minority groupings and the social fight involved with minority lobbying hardly ever come up with beyond-the-fence solutions, such as studying shamanism and experiencing entheogens, which makes the extreme poverty of many of these movements, not to say their ultimate system-obedient stupidity. And this unconscious system obedience can be seen in many a limitation that social activists impose upon themselves and that are ultimately still system-prone. As Krishnamurti said, repeating an old wisdom, the social revolt or bloody revolution is still within the same frame of mind as the society it revolts against. The entheogenic quest is therefore an inner quest, not necessarily a defeatist approach on a social level, but certainly an important add-on to any social activism for any possible social or humanitarian cause. For it opens the mind for the difference, or for what Apple in their publicity call think different, and which is a very handy formula for what I try to convey here. The shaman is not a theorist, not a scientist, and not a theologian. He is practical, a pragmatist, a solution finder, and his first rule is effectiveness. He is something like a highly effective Zen manager in his universe of natural laws, and he is a communicator. He communicates with the spirit world, the world of the ancestors, and the world of the animal and plant spirits. A shaman receives his basic education from the entheogenic plant teachers and only at a minor degree from another elder shaman tutor. Shamans around the world asked why they knew this and that secret about healing, about certain hidden connections, as Fritjof Capra calls holistic knowledge, or about specific illnesses. Answer: they knew it directly from the plant spirits. They tend to affirm that they themselves knew very little and that they just humbly asked the plant spirits every time they could not solve a problem or not find a remedy for a certain illness. And the effectiveness of the shaman then is exactly to maximize the responsibility he has for all possible problems that he is asked to solve. This involves curing sickness, doing counter magic, finding the right timing for harvest, or even solving political questions regarding tribe relations. The shaman does that by maximizing his unique communication with the invisible world. By the same token, shamans around the world, when asked about reality, tend to affirm that our visible reality, the one most Westerners think was the only one, was a very minor and rather insignificant form of reality, and that the real reality was the hidden the one that was unveiled during the entheogenic visionary experience. If we refuse this bias of a more or less in terms of reality assessment, we can still enrich our mindset with the option that there might be parallel realities, and that all realities, visible or invisible, or visible only through facilitating drugs or other consciousness altering devices, are equally valid and equally important. Such an opening of science toward parallel universes and acknowledging the option of a multitude of possible realities that are not conflicting each other but may or not be intersecting would be a great advance and evolution of Western science.